Hi there, I'm Tricia Pine and welcome to my studio. Today's singing and speaking tool is a game changer. And I'm going to be a little bit bossy about this one because I feel like it is so important. It is what really makes the average performer to the really successful performer. And if you really want to up-level your game, this is one way to do it. So one of the most important aspects I feel of singing and of speaking is being present. You must be present. So what does this mean for you? This means in your warm-ups, when you're learning a song, when you're performing, when you're doing a speaking gig, even when you're speaking and having a conversation with another person, I want you to be present. This means no autopilot. And believe me, from a person that used to just go on autopilot, when I'd be warming up, I would just run through the lip trills, run through the ahs, run through the different warm-ups that my instructors had given me over the years. I'd go through the motions. I'd go to performance. Now performance, I rarely went on autopilot. It was right there. I wanted to be with that audience. That was an easy shift for me. But what happened was that because I didn't do the preparation work, because I didn't do the feeling work, the embodiment of really sensing the voice in my voice body, I would get in trouble in performance. I might push because I was so swept up by the emotion. I wasn't paying attention to how much breath I was using, what was going on in the vocal mechanism, because I hadn't practiced it in. Okay? Now for some of you may go on autopilot actually during the performance. Maybe you're in a band, you know, you're singing backup or you're singing lead and you just kind of want to ease into the gig that night. Maybe some people aren't paying attention, maybe the whole audience is with you, but it may be a little form of detachment. So you just kind of go on autopilot. I don't want you to do that anymore. The main reason is because I feel that singing is a relationship. Singing is a relationship of vulnerability, of honesty, of truth, of sharing the guts of who you are and of knowing who you are. And the only way that you and I can do that is by being present with ourselves, with the audience, and with other people. Presence to me means that when I sit down to warm up, I start to breathe. Breathing is a wonderful way. There's all sorts of data and research on the wonderful effects of just breathing, centering yourself in your breath. Then I'll sit at the piano and I'll just start to make sound. And I'll check in. Where am I that day? Is it a fabulous day? Is it a day when I'm feeling a little bit tired? Does my body need a little bit support or stretching, or in some of the areas, does my neck feel tight? If I am not present with myself, I will never know that. I will never be able to do that deep listening, the internal listening that is required if we're to have a relationship with our voice, with our body, with ourselves, and with our audience and with other people. This to me is foundational work for your practice. And I will tell you, when I first started to do this, it was scary. Because I was all about distraction. I was all about going on to the next thing. I was all about the goal. The way that showed up for me was in my voice, and I was pushing on to the next thing, and I would end up getting lots of vocal fatigue, lots of straining the voice. I would push the voice with the air. I would do lots of things that didn't support me because I was already looking at the goal that was beyond me. And it showed up in my voice. Your voice will always tell you the truth of where you're at. Okay? So be present. When you show up to warm up, be with yourself. I could give you all the fancy vocal warm-ups on the planet, this consonant and that vowel and this shape and whatever. It doesn't matter if you're not present. If you're on autopilot going through the motions, your body will never know that deep knowing, and you will never be able to listen deeply to how that feels. And that's what you must have during your singing. You must be able to feel the sound, feel your voice, feel the audience, feel your colleagues on the stage, know what's happening through a deep feeling sense. And for those of you that just go, I can't do that, it's a muscle like anything else. If you're in your head all the time, it's going to be tough for you. That was me. I was in my head all the time. I was 10 steps ahead all the time. I had to really reel myself back in and be present in that moment. And it, makes the brain a little squirrely for sure. But over the years, now I would never do anything else other than be present and listen to my body. And it pays big dividends. I can sing for hours. I can perform for hours. I can coach myself sometimes in that intuitive moment because I'm listening going, this might be better for me. You get a bigger bang for your buck when you agree to make a pact with yourself, a promise to yourself to be present, to be embodied, to be in the feeling of the sound, to really be with your voice body and build that relationship. See, I am getting a little bossy today, aren't I? This is important. Was a game changer for me, took my singing to a whole new level. This will be a game changer for you. So presence, embodiment, time, slow work, feeling work, make these your New Year's resolutions. Make these your any time of the year resolutions, okay? No more autopilot singing. No more thinking about who you're having dinner with or your friend next door or who's listening to you in the apartment building. None of that. No. You are worth this, and your audience is worth this investment of you knowing you and your body. All right. I say this with love, and I hope for you, and I will continue to do this work too, because I hope for me that we will continue to go deeper into this work so we can make the impact that we want in the world, and we do that by living it right in here. Take care. Bye-bye.